Good morning, Speak TV Media Masters and guests. I am excited to come to you this morning because I just made a huge discovery. Yes, I think I finally figured out what my capstone level 18 to 22 minute speech is going to be on. Drum roll! It's going to be on humor. And while this is a class or a club that focuses on media mastery, I think it might particularly be of interest to many of you because at least 5 of us either currently belong or have belonged to Love of Laughter, so we know we're interested in it. And everybody likes laughter. It just makes life easier. I have a history of trying to study laughter. There was a guy who would put up signs all around the east side, and he had classes that met in the basement of a bar, one of those dive bars in West Allis, not that far away from the Brewer Stadium. And we practiced humor there. I took those classes a couple of times, and we'd get up on a stage, and there were people who took the classes over and over again, and they resorted to the lowest form of humor, which a lot of new comics do. It's all about their anatomy and things like that. But we can do better than that. We can be funnier than that. I took humor other places too. The joke was on me almost 2 summers ago. I signed up for what I thought was 2 weeks of improv classes at Second City. I took my 3-hour class in the morning, went to lunch, came back and was looking to see where my 1 o'clock afternoon improv class would start. And I looked and looked, and even though I'd paid and signed up for that, the person who enrolled me made a mistake. They only offered improv classes in the morning. And since I'd already paid like $1,500 for an Airbnb for over 2 weeks, when they said, "Do you want your money back?" It's like, no, I need to be enrolled in something. I'm here anyway. I might as well make lemonade out of my lemons. So there was a choice of taking writing 4. And since I hadn't taken 1, 2, or 3, that kind of was out of the question. Or I could take stand-up 1 and stand-up 2, which I did. One of the things I learned at Second City, which I had never studied before, was looking for the news and finding jokes in the headlines. That's something that I had a lot of fun with. It was not the best stand-up class, I would say, because it was intensive. So every single day it was a different form of humor, and I was in class for 6 hours a day. I was trying to watch improv shows at IO Theater, and some at Second City. IO Theater has since gone out of business because of the pandemic. They just couldn't survive being closed down without revenue for a year. But so I was trying to do all those things and then write jokes at the same time. And normally when you're crafting humor, it's kind of like a stew. You needed to cook and give all the different vegetables and spices and the meat just a chance to marinate and fuse together. So trying to do it on the fly under pressure was not a lot of fun, but I still learned great things. I also took some humor classes other places, or I should say I'm taking humor classes other places. I just signed up for the second time. The first time I tried, it was canceled due to low enrollment, so the joke was on me. But I'm going to be starting a class where you write a stand-up routine, not with the intention of delivering a stand-up routine, but finding an idea that you like and would like to develop into a 500 to 1,000 piece humorous piece. And since I just came off of a personal essay piece class where we would find some topic in our life that we'd write about that had broader overarching significance, I thought, that sounds like fun. I need to figure out how to use humor. My next class actually starts today. We'll see how well it goes because although it's online, it doesn't meet at a certain time. And those are hard for me because I need like the deadline, the personal shame of not being there. But it's a class on sarcasm, which actually is a form of humor. It's considered an aggressive form of humor. So I'll learn different forms of sarcasm, how to write it. If you've ever picked up the Onion paper and looked at it, there's a lot of sarcastic humor in there. So learning how to write pieces that are jabbing at certain things. The problem with sarcasm is not everybody likes it. You can overdo sarcasm. And I can remember being at a falafel shop, which has since been converted to a pizza place. But at the time I was reading The Onion, eating my falafel, and normally I like The Onion. And then I flipped and I saw an article about something that I considered sacred, and they were jabbing it, and that wasn't funny. But the thing that makes me most excited about researching humor, which I have to do for my level 2 Toastmaster presentation because I have to figure out my own humor style, is I found out I can actually make money doing this. I have a designation as a laughter yoga class instructor. And several years ago at the Toastmaster convention, we had maybe 60 people show up, and we did all kinds of laughter yoga exercises, which I loved. There was a way to do that. But did you know there was a guy who quit his job at Procter & Gamble, and he has a TED Talk in which he tells us that he went around and he gave over 3,500 presentations to corporations talking to them about all the benefits of humor. You're going to hear more presentations from me about why humor matters and why it's important. But my eyes lit up when I saw that because he can't go everywhere. I want to pull off some of that business for myself. I see that as a new way for me to make some money, whether I'm zooming in or going in person. So I was just excited to see that. So in the future, you'll hear business plans about that. I'll probably start out by zooming around, putting together a 20-minute to 30-minute keynote that I'll give to Rotaries and Kiwanis. And now that things are opening up, maybe a year from now when I'm not afraid of people laughing and spewing at who knows how many hundreds of miles of laughter comes out at me, I might actually be in person. Maybe I'll figure out a way to do it online. But I'm excited about these possibilities. I will report back to you. And that's no joke. Madam Toastmaster.